basically that's everything, from beginning, from where we met to, you know, now. Well, not now, but to what you're about to find out. So everything basically ended up leading up to us leaving New York. I mean, leaving Florida to head back to New York. Us separating and getting divorced. Well, asking for the divorce, and then find out more lies, and then us officially separating. Her moving to Florida with the kids. Then becoming homeless with the kids. So then I had to go get the kids. Then I ended up in a shelter with the kids. Then I ended up moving to Texas. Then coming to God. And I'm going to explain how all of that happened. So, now you know what happened, from beginning to, from the beginning where we met, to me finding out the truth. And so, after finding out the truth, yeah, it hurt. I was in a lot of pain. And, even though you can always want to, like, maybe end a relationship with someone, but that doesn't mean their actions won't hurt any less. That doesn't mean leaving won't hurt any less. So like that alone took a toll on me because this situation brought about a lot of confusion. Like at one point I felt relieved, like, yes, I have a reason to really dip now. Like I have a good reason I can leave. I could divorce her now. But then like the other side of me that cherished marriage, that cherished that spiritual bond, still wanted to fight. And I understood also like why she did what she did. That's another thing. Like I just had, I went from so many different emotions, from anger to care to understanding to sadness to anger. Um, but I understood, like just based on the traumas that we went through in life and her way of coping with, you know, her mental health issues. I understood, did I agree with it? No. Did it hurt any less? No. But me understanding that brought me to forgive very easily, but not forget. I definitely didn't forget. I mean, me not forgetting made it seem like I didn't forgive. And maybe at that point I did it, but I truly felt like inside, like, you know what? I forgive her because at the end of the day, like, both of these people, her and Buick, have some demons that they have to deal with, And if you can truly just go around messing up people's life, I mean, you have your own battles to deal with. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I think the relief came when I said, you know what, this is it. This I'm out. But then I started to want to fight again. So after like a week passed and I was able to speak to her again, I was like, just odd feelings started to come back. Like I started to beat myself up. And then I was thinking about my kids, like, what are my kids about to go through? What are my kids about to experience? And the anger started coming back because I'm like, yo, this dude didn't care about none of that. Like, all he was interested in was using my wife, you know? And using her broke up a family, And I'm not even gonna say broke. Let me rephrase because I want to make this clear. I didn't leave my wife because she cheated. That was just the straw that broke the camel's back. I was already on the verge of leaving. And after all of this, I decided to work things out. But me deciding to work things out and try to forgive her and move on to really just build a marriage because that's what I wanted most at that time, it put me in a really bad mental state of mind. I couldn't work. I couldn't concentrate. I couldn't. I just couldn't. I was like in a really bad mental state of mind. Like I'm talking about people were worried about me, Like I cried like I ain't never cried a day in my life before. And like I said, I was never an emotional type. I was very emotionless before this situation happened to me. And when this happened, like I cried an ugly cry. Like I'm talking about sounds I didn't even know my body could produce. Um, I was hurt, and it was evident. You know what I'm saying? You know, because like I did so much for this girl. I sacrificed so much for this girl. I've gone to hell and back for this girl. I've done so much as a husband, as a friend, as a partner, and I just felt like I didn't deserve it. What she did and how she did it, I didn't deserve it. You know, it could have been better. Like I feel like if you just cheated and slept with somebody and I never found out, whatever, but you did it around my friends, my family, no care in the world, talked about talked about me behind my back, spread lies, made issues out of nowhere to make to like to it's like she was telling people lies to take her actions away from what she was doing, if that makes sense. A lot of pain came with this situation, and I still turned around and forgave her and said, let's work on it. And I think that alone pushed me in a really dark place because I was fighting with not wanting to, but wanting to. It was, if anybody has ever been in this situation, it's a tough spot to be in. It's a tough spot to be in, especially when you have kids. You know what I'm saying? And this is why, for the Buicks of the world, leave people family alone. Leave people family alone. But then again, like I said, I was already on the verge of, it was already in a rocky place, but you didn't make it any better. You really didn't. You really did. And you caused severe pain to me and my children. Like, I mean, severe pain because they had to see their father battle an ongoing depression, battle darkness for almost 2 years. I had to mourn my marriage. I had to mourn a lot of things. That situation just really, it was like the second broken window, you know? But needless to say, I'm in a better spot now. Thankfully, I'm healed. And, after that situation happened, I would say my mental health got so bad that I will never forget it. I left everything at home because I wanted to drive to a bridge and kill myself. So I did. I drove to a bridge and I sat in the car contemplating, like, do I really want to do this? I was like, yeah, I do. I was tired. I was tired. I was tired of the struggle. I was tired of the fight. I felt like, with the little life insurance I had, my kids would be great. And I just didn't want to live no more. I was just tired, bro. I was tired of people. I think my wife betraying me like that was the last straw. I've had so much family and friends to this day betray me for absolutely little or to no reason. I've had people give their friends more grace than they've given me. And I've done so much for people. You know what I'm saying? I have a really good heart. You know, yeah, I used to have a slick mouth. I used to have a really slick mouth, but I was still kind. I still loved you. I was still very, very, very loyal to every person that I loved. Very loyal, So when I lost best friends, when I lost, you know, close family members, when I lost, you know, people that I felt like I shouldn't have lost, those did a number on me, you know? But when I got that same exact treatment from my wife, it really developed a deep, dark pain within me because I just couldn't believe it. I felt like if it was one person I should have been protected from that type of behavior, from that type of treatment, it should have been my wife. And the pain was hard to let go of. Forgiveness or not, it was so hard to let go of that pain. So yeah, I drove to a bridge, and then when I got there,